What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Smitty. Welcome to the first Whiteboard Wednesday. We've got a kind of scuffed setup today, but don't worry about that. The focus is going to be on this whiteboard right here, and our first whiteboard topic is going to be an ESG Football 25 team. Now, if y'all haven't heard about ESG football, this is the best football game I think I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's going to be full 7-on-7, 11-on-11, user versus user. You're going to be playing both ways with your build, just like 2K Park. This game is going to be crazy, and since it's coming up, I'm more of a strategic guy, so I'm already out here thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to build the best possible team? So here today, I have a combo of positions and player archetypes or builds likened to real NFL players that I think is going to be a great fit for a team together. So we're going to start over here on the offensive side of the ball with our quarterbacks. So for our quarterback build, offensively, obviously, you're going to be the quarterback. Defensively, our quarterbacks are going to be playing up top at safety. Now, since we're going to be playing quarterback and then moving to safety, one of the important parts about this build is going to be their speed. So these quarterbacks are going to be a dual threat quarterback. I would put two of your archetypes into speed, maybe one when you build and a second one when you get some upgrades. And then obviously you're going to need some throwing stats for offense. And defensively, you're going to need a zone and a tackle just to make sure you're not missing all these tackles and stuff. Size-wise, I would put a range between about 5'10" and 6'3" and a weight of 190 to 230. That way, you're small enough to be quick. Obviously, you can take off in the pocket. You can cover ground back here at safety. But you're also big enough to be able to make these plays defensively, make these tackles, cover, again, as much ground as possible. So for some comparisons, offensively, sort of a Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, a quick, throw the ball well. Obviously, you're going to be a great thrower, but you have that speed to take off. I would think of maybe Lamar a little worse in his, juking and spinning game because, again, he's going to be mostly just straight line speed. Defensively, someone like a Jesse Bates, just an all-around good safety. Our next position is going to be our H build. So this is going to be offensively a running back. Again, we can line up left, right, pistol, whatever. Or if we're 5 wide, this guy is going to be out at slot receiver. Defensively, our H is going to be our linebacker. So if we've got 3 down, we're playing 3-1, we've got 1 linebacker. He's the linebacker. Otherwise, he's playing the second linebacker. This build is going to need to obviously be a bruising running back since he's going to be playing linebacker. So my comparisons are going to be James Conner, Derrick Henry. Defensively, a linebacker that I think fits this build well is going to be Isaiah Simmons. Our height we're looking for is between about 5'10 and 6'2", 210 to 240. That way, again, you need to have a big dude. He's going to be a bruiser in the run game, but most importantly, he's going to be able to make these tackles in the open field, but still cover ground. For my offensive skills, I would go for 2 of the bruising archetypes, whatever you want, stiff arm, truck, break tackle, any of those work. Defensively, I would be taking a tackling and a block shed. That way, you're going to be able to be a force in the run game, and then 2 speed stats, again, here. If you want to play a little bit slower, you can take one of those speeds, build either side of the ball. But personally, that's what I would be doing here. Our next build, we're going to come over to the left side. This is going to be our X receiver, our X corner. This is going to be our big man. Think Mike Evans or even a Kyle Pitts. Defensively, we're going Sauce Gardner. He's going to be playing this X receiver on offense, but some formations when we have a tight end, this guy is going to be our tight end, so he needs to be big. My height is a minimum 6'1", to up to about 6'6", so he's still able to move somewhat decently. Weight 210 to 240. Honestly, you can go even a little lower on that if you're on the lower end of the height. For these physical skills, I'm only throwing 1 speed in there. This guy's going to be a zone corner, so he does not need to be too fast. Offensively, we're going to go for a jump ball upgrade. Get that spectacular catch, that jumping. And then we're also going to go for a run blocking for when he does come in here and play this tight end position. We need him to be able to come out and get these blocks. Defensively, this is going to be more of our lockdown corner, so I'm going coverage, and either a third coverage or tackling. Depending on that, you need to be able to make up for your lack of speed with good skill defensively. Offensively, obviously, you're going to hold your own with your height, catching, blocking. That's going to work fine, but defensively, we need to have that skill. So this guy's going to be kind of our number 1 lockdown corner. On the other side is going to be our Z receiver or our Z corner. This guy is only going to come into tight end if we really need to, so we're going to focus more offensively as being a true receiving threat. And this guy's going to be our deep threat, so think Tyreek Hill, or defensively a short Tariq Woolen. Obviously, he's a freak with that height. It's insane. But speed. This is going to be our guy. So for physical skills, I'm going 2 speeds. You could potentially go 3 if you don't really care about your other stats. But I would go 2 speeds Offensively, we're going to have a route running. This is going to be our route runner. This is the guy. This is your third down ball. If you need a big play or a consistent play out of this guy's going to hit you with a little slant. He's going to go hit that corner, something like that. He will get you to the sticks. This is going to be our number one threat on offense, this Z receiver. Defensively, we're just going to coverage. This guy is not going to be making any tackling plays. He needs to make sure he's not a liability in coverage. If you want to take away one of those coverages for a speed, go full Tyreek Hill build. I think that would be awesome. You can make up for that lack of coverage with a little bit extra speed. So again, he's built to just take the top off or be like a possession, find the hole in the zone receiver. He's going to be our most consistent guy. Now let's move over to the line. So we're going to start on the left side with this guard build. This is going to be kind of our middle ground between the two extremes. So I'm thinking of a 6'2" to at the most 6'6" offensive lineman, 250 to 300-ish. You could potentially go a little lighter if you wanted to, but I would stay away from that. And we're going to go 2 into physical strength immediately. This guy's got to be strong. He's going to be on the line, both sides. He needs to be strong. Offensively, I'd go for 1 run block, 1 pass block. Get him those bare minimum blocking stats. Make sure he will not be a liability blocking. Defensively, this guy is going to be our number 1 pass rusher. So he's coming off the edge. It's our pass rusher, our edge rusher. So both of these are going to go into pass rush skills. You can go finesse, you can go power, whatever you like, but make sure he is a pass rusher. This guy needs to be getting to the quarterback. That's going to be his job defensively, and again, offensively just here. If you want to take away his strength and make him an even better pass rusher, I wouldn't hate that, but I would not add to his blocking really too much. It's up to you, but I would make sure this guy is going to be your number 1 edge rusher because when we get to this tackle later, you'll see he's going to be our big dude. Next is our center build. So our center is going to be playing center on offense, and this is actually going to be our linebacker in a 2-2 defensive set. So this guy's not only got to be able to block on offense here, he's got to be able to hit these blocks. Defensively in a 3-1, he's got to be able to rush the quarterback or stop the run. But he's also got to be able to get into zone coverage. So this has got to be a very versatile guy. If you've got a guy in your group that can kind of do anything, the jack of all trades, this guy plays every position. This is a guy you want here because this guy is going to be moving around a lot. This build, I would say minimum 6 foot. I would never want anyone on the line below 6 foot. 6 foot to 6'4" to max, 240 to 280. And the reason for this, to keep him small, is again, this speed, this open field coverage. I'm going to be running mostly 2-2, I think, for my defense. It's going to be a lot of 2-2. I don't want 3 down linemen in a 7-on-7 game. So my guy needs to be fast. So physical skills, we're going to go 1 into speed and 1 into strength. That way he's strong enough to block, strong enough to get off blocks, but he's still got the speed to be not a liability in coverage. Obviously, he's not going to be your best guy, but something so he's good there. Offensively, 2 blocking stats. He's small. You got to make up for that with the blocking. And defensively, a tackle stat, so nobody's breaking his tackles, and a block shed stat to be helpful in the run game. In the pass rush, he's not going to be great in pass rush. Maybe he can speed, use his speed to get around the edge, but he's mostly going to be a tackler, block shedder. Kind of a comparison for this C, a build that you might want to go for, something like Bobby Wagner. Big, fast enough to play linebacker, but not too fast. Great in the run game, great consistent tackler. Finally, for offense and defense is our T, our tackle. Think of Trent Williams. This dude is going to be a monster. So, minimum 6'3". I would shoot this guy's height up to at least 6'5", 6'7", kind of at a max. Once you get above that, I just don't think you're going to be able to move very well at all, and you won't be able to help too much. 270 plus minimum weight, whatever you want to get that up to. Again, this guy is just going to be your bruiser. Physical skills, 2 into strength, off rip. This guy is going to be, again, huge, strong, in the way. Offensively, blocking. Pick 3. Do a pass block, a run block, and an impact block, whatever you want to do. This guy is just going to be a crazy blocker. This is going to be your best offensive lineman by far. Defensively, I'm going with just a block shed. This guy's going to be able to help in the run game. We don't really need help in the pass game. He's going to absorb these double team blocks defensively and let this guy get one-on-one. He's big. Obviously, they're going to look at him as a problem. So if he's getting double teamed, you've got your edge rusher one-on-one. We love those matchups. He's going to be able to stuff the run here. He's big. He's going to get in the way. So that is what we're doing here. So just a little recap. Quarterback. This guy is not only going to be able to throw, but he's got to be able to run. Dual threat, Lamar, Jaden Daniels. Defensively, just a good all-around safety. Can tackle, can cover, everything. Jesse Bates. Our H is going to be our running back / slot receiver when needed. I would try and keep him out of the slot as much as possible. Defensively, he's going to be playing our linebacker. Offensive, think of a Derrick Henry. Think of a James Conner. Defensively, Isaiah Simmons. This guy has got to be quick, he's got to be big, he's got to be strong. Our X build, this is going to be our Mike Evans, our Kyle Pitts when he's in at tight end. Defensively, our Sauce Gardner. Tall, bruiser, fast enough to get the job done, but he's going to be a lot better just with his skills defensively. He's going to have great coverage skills, just a little bit of catching on offense to get those jump balls if you see a mismatch. Our Z build, our true offensive threat. Speed, speed, speed. Tyreek Hill on offense. That is what this guy is good for. Xavier Worthy on offense. That's what this guy is good for. He's going to be quick. He's going to have some route running and some hands. This is the guy you want to get the ball to on offense. Defensively, he's going to be our fastest corner. Not a great tackler, but we're going to try and keep him in coverage as much as possible. You'll see some stunts that I have eventually on one of these with some corner blitzes, but those are always going to be from this X guy for the most part. We want this guy in space, utilizing his speed. Put this guy on there, fastest guy, lock him down. Finally, on the offensive line, we've got our left tackle guard on offense and our edge rusher defensively. This guy is going to be getting the pressure for you defensively, and he's going to hold his own on offense. Our center, this is going to be our most versatile player, except maybe the H. He's going to be playing the center here. He's going to be a small lineman, but good enough to get the job done. Defensively, he's going to shift between coming off the line and playing linebacker, so make sure he's got speed. He's going to be a great second level blocker here for offense as well. And finally is our big dude, our enforcer, Trent Williams here. This guy is going to be in the way. He's going to be a problem, and offensively, he's going to be a great blocker. Again, that's the guy who is going to be our biggest player and unfortunately our slowest. So if y'all got any questions about the team, let me know. I will have some more teams coming out, some schemes, some zones. I've been thinking a lot about formations, kind of what we can do offensively, defensively. If you've got a mind for football, if you like talking football, scheming football, join the community, subscribe, stay in here. We're going to be running the best ESG team this game will ever see. But until next time, peace out, y'all.